What if I told you there was a way of using the arts to unleash student potential so that they would learn the character traits they need to be successful, they would be healthier, and their test scores would go up? Would you want to know more? Good. First, travel back with me to 1992. We're in my parents' living room. I'm reading Parade magazine on a Sunday afternoon, and there's this article about a guy named Jacques d'Amboise, and they're calling him the Pied Piper of dance, and they're documenting his wildly innovative approach with a group called NDI, or National Dance Institute. What he does is he goes into the roughest, toughest New York City schools, and he says, if I bring an instructor and a musician, will you give me time in your classroom? Now, as a teen reading this, even I knew that that was a crazy notion. But something about it grabbed me. Here was this person who's gregarious, saying that the very things that occupied my time the most, learning and dancing, not only made sense together, but they belonged together. Thus was born my passion for dance and education. What Jacques came up with was unique, and what he piloted is something to really note. First of all, it's the entire grade level. Every single child comes to this class, and it's during their school day. They're wearing their street clothes, their tennis shoes, they come as they are. It takes place in a room that usually smells like milk, a cafeteria, a gym, something of that nature. But the space is transformed through imagination. And so everything connects. The warm-up connects to the games connect to what they're learning for the day, and that connects to what they're learning in the classroom. The kids get swept up in this process. They are fully engaged. There are no labels like troublemaker or wallflower or athlete even. So it really has a unique impact, particularly with dance. That's the element that brings the joy and exuberance to this process. And it allows the kids to learn how to organize themselves in a group, by themselves. They're learning vocabulary, fractions, division, symmetrical, asymmetrical, all of these concepts without even realizing it. Me, I was never that great of a dancer. I was the one that was off to the side. I was known as a really hard worker, but unfortunately God graced me with gigantic feet. It was one of those don't call us, we'll call you kinds of situations. But I picked up on the fact that working hard mattered, and that I could use all of these lessons to become whatever I wanted to be in life. That was a glorious realization for me. And over the next 20 years, it led me to NDI right here in New Mexico. An excellent example of what it means to incorporate dance and education during the school day so that every child has a chance at success regardless of their economic background. Paul Tuff wrote an article called "What If the Secret to Success is Failure?" And in it he detailed the different character traits that are seen as necessary to a meaningful life. And they were things like curiosity, grit, gratitude. And with a methodology that focuses on what we call the core four, the NDI model really comes alongside educators and encourages the very things that make kids successful. It's work hard, do your best, never give up, and be healthy. So these are the building blocks of empowerment for our current generation. So what does it look like when a program like this gets to take root in our education system? Well, over the last 6 years, our research has shown several things. First of all, scores go up. Kids who stick with NDI score 10 to 27 points higher on tests for math, reading, and science. The mentorship and the connection provided by our instructors really makes a difference in children's lives, and so you see graduation and retention rates changing and improving. And finally, all around activity. Kids in their free time decide to be active rather than sedentary. In fact, over 91% of the kids who've had an NDI-style program make that choice. So in other words, kids that were labeled as at risk in their elementary school years are growing up to be these model citizens. They're going to school, getting scholarships, seeking jobs, developing careers. They're becoming pharmacists, choreographers, scientists, teachers. Peter Benson looked into the things that make children thrive. He called it their spark. And what he found is that among American students, the creative life is an area where they feel like their best selves. And yet the creative life is something that we really overlook as a society. So envision with me, in the future, 2030, right here in our own community. Children who have grown up here are now adults. They're taking places of leadership. And those people are skilled at problem solving. They're creative. They know how to work as a team, but they also know how to lead. They are tenacious people. I love to think of these people as detailing how much they love dancing in the 4th grade. So, as we try to make advances in reading and math and science, I would encourage you to think how creativity and excellence and character are just as important to student success, and how the arts have a unique ability to weave that all together into a really dynamic learning environment. And now I would invite the children of NDI to take the stage.
Many years ago, in cold dark abbeys, hooded monks would write out every page.
Then the printing press made books so easy, Gutenberg's machine was all the rage.
And the dark ages couldn't hold on to the night, when the dawn of knowledge shed an awesome light. Civilization took a quantum leap, when the minds of the people woke up from their sleep. And the rhythm of words is a powerful beat. What's a tingle in your fingers and a tingle in your feet? Rhythm in the classroom, rhythm in the street. Yes, the rhythm of words is a powerful beat.
And the rhythm of
To feel the rhythm of words, to feel the powerful beat. To feel the tingle in your fingers, to feel the tingle in your feet. All the people read what great minds conjured, pondering the wisdom of each age.
mightier than sword, the pen has conquered nations through the power of a page.
Read it to me.